Welcome to Venusian Visions. My name is Auburn Lily, and I'm an intuitive guide and Venusian priestess, anchoring the codes of the new earth here in this dawning of the Aquarian age. Today, I want to talk to you about the magic of astrology and why it's such an important part of the Venusian vision. I want to start by saying that I think it's incredible that astrology has become so popularized, so normalized, and so accessible. I think astrology is one of the most incredible tools we can use to truly get to know ourselves, to come into right relationship with ourselves, and live into our deepest truths. I also think that with the popularization of astrology, we've kind of lost sight of quite a few of its most important aspects. For me, what's been resonating to bring back to surface, back to the forefront, is this. Astrology is a light language. Astrology is the study of living light codes. When we study the movement of the planets in relationship to Earth and the stars, what we are witnessing is our cosmic relationship with all that is. We are decoding the way that the light engages with celestial bodies and refracts and reflects onto the Earth plane. We are, through the language of astrology, able to interpret what's happening in the cosmos and intuit what that means for life here on Earth. This is a language that I feel so privileged to have a deep relationship with. I've been studying at the altar of these celestial bodies for lifetimes. I can feel that in my bones. The beautiful thing is, it's a language you'll begin to remember too, if you allow yourself to be immersed. If you allow yourself to recover the forgotten secrets, if you haven't begun that journey already. If you find yourself wanting to answer this deep and ancient calling, soon I'll be reopening the doors for my astrology program, Astral Codes, Demystifying Your Natal Chart. You can join the waitlist through my website at auburnlily.com/courses. In the meantime, I want to convey some of the most important codes coming through at this time centered around the upcoming new moon in Virgo, but transcending and extending beyond just the sun and moon. The astrology of the new moon in Virgo is truly what prompted this astrological dive on today's episode, so let's start there to honor that unfolding. So when the moon is new, this means that the moon and the sun are near one another in the sky, sharing space in the same zodiac sign. In this case, both the sun and the moon will be in Virgo, the sign of the sovereign, the priestess, the sign of service, of precision, of efficiency. This moon is an initiation into devoted destiny. Who and what are you being called to serve? What temples are you tending? What structures of support do you need to construct to uphold this divine destiny? I believe that through our birth charts, we can clearly see where our purpose lies, what destiny we are being beckoned into. This new moon in Virgo is a perfect time to tune into these codes and find ways to illuminate the path and nourish ourselves along this journey. So, as I said before, the moon and the sun sharing space on a new moon is a given. So what really stopped me in my tracks for deeper reflection when gazing upon the chart for this moon was visualizing the grand cross and the fixed signs happening alongside this moon. So let's break this down and fully decode this. First, let's meet the players. Venus, our sense of love, beauty, and devotion, is in the fiery sign of Leo, desiring authentic expression and illuminating presence in love. Grandfather Destiny, Saturn, ruler of boundary and supportive structure, is still retrograde in the revolutionary air sign of Aquarius. These two planets are opposite one another in the sky, playing off of each other's light, creating tension across time and space, and generating friction in these realms. Enter the lunar nodes. The South Node in Scorpio and the North Node in Taurus are beckoning us into a new way of resource and a new way of relation, into a revisioned sense of comfort, redefining the way we take care, the way that we find our way in the dark. Uranus in Taurus, alongside the North Node, declares that it's time for revolution in this realm. It's time to shake things up. When I see a grand cross, I like to envision these planetary bodies are gathered in the four corners of a boxing ring. There's tension between them, but right as, ding, the match begins, these celestial beings, instead of truly duking it out, give us the opportunity to channel this energy, this friction, to light a creative fire, to initiate something, to inspire action. So we have the energies of passionate love, Venus in Leo, conscious destiny, Saturn in Aquarius, structural revolution, the North Node and Uranus in Taurus, and comfort and shadow, South Node in Scorpio, combining to create a portal that brings us somewhere new, maybe somewhere undiscovered. Some people believe that we fall victim to what's going on in the cosmos, that astrology simply tells us what to look out for. But I believe that we get to work with these celestial energies and choose our destination. So I want to ask you, where do you want this portal to lead? What landed for me is that we have to get really real about what changes we need to make in our lives, or goddess knows the universe is going to take us somewhere, ready or not. Another major factor here is that on August 20th, so just about a week ago, Mars entered Gemini, where he's going to stay for the next 7 months. So Mars, the ruler of our drive, our passion, our ambition, our action, typically spends only about 2 months in a sign. But every 26 months, Mars goes retrograde, extending his stay in a given sign. And this is exactly what we're living into right now. So Mars entered Gemini on August 20th. And he'll be stationing retrograde in Gemini this fall. And retrograde means that from the perspective of Earth, this planet is going to appear to be moving backward in the sky. So he's going to be making some progress through Gemini, and then come October, he's going to stop in his tracks and start to retrace his steps. And that's going to last until about January of next year. Then finally, Mars will station direct, start making forward motion again, and will be traveling through the sign of Gemini until March 25th, 2023. I see Gemini as a gifted translator, an intellectual, a philosopher, a deeply social being, and a divine messenger. In pop astrology, Gemini is sometimes painted as flighty, indecisive, and even two-faced, and that can be true in Gemini's shadow. But ultimately, one of the things I love most about this air sign, which is possibly where it gets this reputation, is that Gemini is highly unlikely to fall victim to cognitive dissonance, which is to say that when Gemini is faced with new information that challenges their beliefs, Gemini will adapt. Gemini will shapeshift. Gemini evolves as quickly as it can process the information. In this light, Mars in Gemini is a collective push to reject normal routine, to deviate from the beaten path, and instead follow our inspiration, our excitement, our intellectual intuition, our curiosity, and allow it to illuminate the path into our greater destiny. Mars in Gemini is going to take us all the way through the end of Saturn in Aquarius, which ends in early March 2023, helping us to bring new, inspired ideas to fruition and encouraging us to take action on our ideals and close this chapter of life that began in early 2020. So let's synthesize these codes of light. We are being called to follow our passions, our inspirations, and stay keyed into our destiny and our highest vision for life on Earth. And honestly and vulnerably ask ourselves if our life structures, our routines, our diets, our habits, our beliefs are really shaping up to support the path into our highest destiny. Be honest with yourself. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, as we all have room for growth here. That's why we're incarnating in Earth School, here, together, now. I deeply believe that when we choose to incarnate here on Earth, we do so for both a collective and karmic mission, which is to say, we come here for ourselves, to explore, to play, to learn, to heal, but we also come here with a collective mission at heart. What light do we want to leave behind? What is our star-seeded mission? This is the work we'll be doing together in the temple. In addition to sharing ritual guides to help us embody these potent light codes each month, I'll be channeling a collective reading using these points of inquiry to land us in a communal mission. This is what my work is deeply anchored in, and the temple will be a space that is cultivating that awareness and guiding us through together. I can't wait to share all that is unveiling itself to me at this time, all of the ways that we'll be able to work together soon. To be the first to know when the temple doors open, join my newsletter at auburnlily.com/newsletter. In the meantime, if you feel called to work with me one-on-one, you can use the code PRIESTESS to get 22% off a session with me, whether it's an oracle reading, an energy work session, or an astrology reading. You can redeem the code PRIESTESS at auburnlily.com/book. Encoded light. Until next time.